Westland. Welcome to Council Connect. I'm Melissa Sampe, the Council President Pro-Tem, and we are so excited because we are announcing a partnership with Living and Learning Enrichment Center. They are empowering individuals with disabilities, and this is obviously near and dear to my heart. But this program is going to be designed to allow individuals with special needs to engage in task-driven work. It's going to help them develop their vital skills, and that's going to help them for future employment. Now, best of all, this initiative comes at no cost to the city, right, which is a huge benefit. And it offers the city a really rewarding experience for everyone involved. So I want to thank my colleague, Douglas Wishart. He actually brought this to, I don't know if you guys know this, but he brought this to me because his company, his day-to-day, works with Living and Learning, and he thought it would be a great thing for the city of Westland. As an autism sibling, you know, obviously, like I said, it's near and dear to my heart, but I am really excited to have Westland involved in this. So I pulled together a conversation, and I am here with Mayor Kevin Coleman. I am also here with Chief HR Director Stephani Field and the founder of Living and Learning, Rachelle Vartanian. And we are going to share this announcement, have a candid conversation, and just kind of share a little bit more about what the city is doing and their involvement. So I guess I'll start with Mayor first, and then we'll kind of work our way around if that's okay. How do you think this partnership is going to affect Westland, Mayor?
I think it's a great idea. I know you first mentioned it to me, and I jumped at it. I said, let's do it. Mm-hmm. Great idea. Yep. Because for me, this is really about what our city stands for.
Yeah.
We're all-inclusive. We're a compassionate city. Mm-hmm. We're a diverse city. Yes. And we're a city that I've always said, everybody gets a seat at the table here. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, where you come from, what you look like, what your abilities are. We're a city where everybody gets a seat at the table. And this is what this is all about. It's people of different abilities getting a chance to work right here with the city. City employees are going to be working alongside these folks, and it's real life experience. It's something they can take with them for the rest of their lives. And it's great for the city employees too, and the residents, because you're getting exposure to people from different walks of life that you might not otherwise get. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, for me, obviously I'm excited, but that's where we kind of come, and we brought Stephani involved because we started the program just recently, so this is like our big announcement. But Stephani, maybe you want to talk a little bit more about like where we're at and how we're getting started with some of the task-driven work, and then I'll go to Rachelle to talk a little bit more about the program.
Sure, thank you. So I've been working with the lead, the community lead, John, to place some of the individuals from Living and Learning. Right now, currently, we have placement at our golf course, the Mac Mayfield Golf Course, and they're helping to keep the greens clean by, working on cleaning the tee boxes and the carts and things like that. We are in the process of getting placement for our IT department and for the Senior Resource Center. Yeah. So we're looking to get that going with meetings starting tomorrow, and hopefully within the next 7 to 10 days get the coach and the teams involved.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that thank you so much, and obviously, Mayor, thank you for supporting this, but you put in a lot of work, so I appreciate that, because it was a lot of setting up and meetings and coordinating just to make sure we get the right placement for individuals. So I'm going to, with that being said, talking about placement, maybe, Rachelle, you can tell us a little bit more about Living and Learning and the type of placements that are ideal, but also a little bit more about Living and Learning, because there's going to be people watching that don't know anything about it.
Sure, and thank you so much for everything you did. We're so grateful. We have a lot of members from the city of Westland, so this just makes me even more happier. Living and Learning, we opened the doors in 2015. Prior to that, I was a special ed teacher, and I knew what happened. I knew when people get done with school, there's very little out there for them if they have a special need. You're living it, with your brother. What ended up happening was I God gave me my own special needs child, and so I have a son with autism, and I knew when he got done with school it was going to happen. So I went back to school, I got a second master's in autism, and then I took a big leap of faith and I quit my job and I sold my home and I opened the doors of living and learning. And I started with one program, I called it Friday Night Hangout. I just wanted a place for them to be able to come on Friday night, but what really drove me was what happens when I die. Where will we go? And I was going through a divorce, and I just kept thinking, if something happens to me, there's not a plan for him. So that's why I did it. And then I didn't know how I was exactly going to get into the independent living piece, but we started with Friday Night Hangout, and then I started looking at everyone thinking none of them were working. So we started then doing vocational work and trying to get them placed at different employments. A lot of them still have those employments. Today we've placed over 150 people in paying jobs. And what ends up happening is it's not just a job for them, it is their life. It's so meaningful for them. And it changes their family's life too. You know, it's not just for them. And what seems to be happening now is, and this is why I'm so excited for just your city too, is this is wonderful opportunity for our people, but it's going to change the lives of the people that work at these facilities too. Almost everyone now knows someone with a special need. And so now they're going to be working somewhere where they're seeing that they're getting, these people with special needs are getting the same opportunities. And, you know, it gives them hope. It'll change the culture of where they're working.
I like that, right?
I can see a lot of passion that you have for this, Rachelle.
I do, definitely.
Yeah, so Rachelle, I know that you started the program quite some time ago, but in terms of cities being involved in municipalities, we had an off-camera conversation. Do you want to talk a little bit more? Because this is the most exciting part, I think, about Westland and being a leader.
Yeah, Westland is one of the few places that has a disability advocacy committee. I mean, just kudos to the city of Westland. And hopefully you will be a model for other cities to start doing this as well.
Yeah, and you do have, so you have a hub close in Livonia. And maybe you want to talk a little bit more about the actual process, and they meet at a hub and they go out to a job site.
Right, so we're on 12 acres and I think we have 4 buildings, and who would have thought we would have ran out of space. We have, in that job development piece, we have 200 people in it and a waiting list of over 100 people for just that program. So we've got different hubs in Livonia, West Bloomfield, and Canton, and the reason is because we don't have the space, so they'll be picked up at Livonia or dropped off at Livonia, and then their parents pick them up there, and then they're taken to different places of employment, and so one of them will be here now.
It's great.
Yes.
That is amazing.
And hopefully we'll get a hub in Westland sometime too.
We'd love that.
We would too.
I like to hear, like, what can we do to make that happen?
Exactly.
Well, let me shift back. I'm going to shift back to our mayor. So what do you think long term in terms of this? Since I always think about the long term, right? So we just started, but I'm thinking long term. Like, what would you think long term for this program, and where can we see it evolve? Where would you like to see it fit? I know that we're going to start with a few departments, but what would you like to see from us, Mayor?
Well, I think Rachelle kind of hit the nail on the head there, that we're going to grow this relationship.
Yeah.
So we're starting off with just a handful of locations throughout the city. But I'd like to see us get this started, make progress, grow that relationship, and really build on it. And who knows, I mean, you said you might need a hub somewhere in this area. Let's see how it goes. And maybe in the years to come, we can make Westland really the spot where this succeeds and grows in this area. So
I can see that happening.
I'm excited to get this kicked off. You know, again, it's about giving everybody a chance to succeed. That's what our city stands for.
Right.
And I think the time is right to get this started. So just so grateful that we have you wonderful folks and ladies taking the lead on this. I'm feeling very grateful that this came along at this point in time, because I think it's timely. It's the right thing to do. And I couldn't be more proud to be a supporter of it. So
yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Excited about it.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Mayor knows how passionate I am, just because of my personal connection, and I think it's important for a city, like you had stated, to be involved and to give exposure. I mean, previous to with my brother, people had never been around someone with special needs. So it was really for me critical to make sure that Stephani gets the right departments and to get the right buy-in, because there's a lot of things at probably a lot of various degrees of abilities. So maybe I'll turn it to Stephani to talk a little bit more about some of the task-driven work that we've maybe identified with some of the departments. With IT, you had mentioned that we're going to start that, but what have we identified for that work?
So we'll be meeting with Craig Brown tomorrow to identify what their needs are in the department, along with John, so that they can determine the level, the skill level that's needed for those jobs, and then be able to place a team in that department. So right now I'm not aware of the exact tasks, and I won't know that till tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
And then over at the senior center, we'll be meeting with Beth Welkenbach as well tomorrow afternoon to determine their needs. And that would be like events and maybe working with some of the seniors with in some of the exercise classes or the events that they have over at the senior center. So originally they had indicated that, you know, more for the events, the kind of weekly, monthly events, but I think we'd like to focus on more of a schedule, Monday or Tuesday, Thursday schedule. That's the days that they've kind of come up with. Tuesday, Thursday, it's 10 to 12, then they take a lunch break, and then it's 1 to 3. So they have 2 shifts. So we're going to work with Beth to see what we can do at the senior center for the folks there.
And we want to also, too, you can confirm this, because those that are watching, this is not taking away from any work that is done here in Westland on a day-to-day basis. It's just support that perhaps tasks or things, it allows, actually it's a saver, right? Because people that are busy, they can do other things.
Exactly.
It takes the attention off the minute things, that wiping down tables or setting up chairs, and allows them to do other things. So just confirming that, right, Stephani?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that was really important when we signed the paperwork too. We just wanted to make sure that we're giving these task-driven opportunities, but also development opportunities for exposure too.
Exactly, and that's what we're looking for, is to give them as many different skill building opportunities as possible, so that eventually that if they want, they can get a job.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's been individuals, just speaking of that, there's been individuals from the program, as I've heard, that have worked at other places and they've gotten full-time employment. Is that correct?
Yes. So we've got it's so great how it's evolved over time. We've got a group of people that work on, and John's one of them, just getting them paid employment. Then we have a department that all they do is work on getting them skill building opportunities. And yes, the goal is for them to then get into the paid employment program, but they don't have to. There's no pressure. If they feel most comfortable just staying here and this is where I get the most meaning, out of it, then we want them to stay there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what is success? I don't know who wants to take this, or actually everyone can take this. What does success look like for this program? Everyone may have their own version. But I don't know if anyone wants to say, like, what does success look like? Is it?
Well, I could tell you for me what it is.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
For me, it's that people are going to be listening to this and saying, I want to be part of this, and I've got an opportunity. And next year when we sit down and maybe have this conversation, we're going to be saying, oh my gosh, do you remember we had 3 sites for them to go to, and now we have 50?
Yeah.
That more and more people feel comfortable. And I've said this before, it's not just for them. It's for everyone. It's for everyone to feel comfortable with. This is the true meaning of DEI.
Yeah.
And I love what you had said earlier. I mean, this is about giving everyone a seat, and this will allow that. And as parents and siblings are listening to this, they're going to be so happy that this conversation is being taken place. So that's what I want to say. I want to see a year from now that we've got 50 different businesses partnering with us on this.
Absolutely. Stephani, what do you think success would look like from this?
I kind of echo the same thing. If we can get other departments involved, and it gives them opportunity to be part of our workforce and learn from our employees and our employees learn from them, you know, too. So I
Absolutely.
think that's the important thing.
And I would just, add to what you both said that what I'd like to see is residents interact with people who work at all these locations. And maybe a benefit that we might not be thinking about just yet is that for folks who haven't worked with people of different abilities, people with autism or other learning, challenges, it could broaden their horizons in a way and make them really realize that everybody's got something to offer.
Yes.
And I see your passion for what you do. You told us the story about your son.
Yeah.
And I find that inspiring because you didn't just accept that, hey, this is a burden or a challenge. You said, you know what, I'm going to make this. I'm gonna help the wider community and contribute what you have to offer. And your son inspired you to do that. And so I think that you might find that Westland residents or businesses will share that same sentiment and passion that you found. So that's what I'm excited about, and I'm excited to see how this goes. I think it'll be great.
So I don't know if we have any businesses that have reached out to you, but how would one get involved with being a partner? So Westland, this is our official announcement, and we're starting in our first week or two, but how would an individual reach out to you? On your website or phone? Or
Yeah, either. They could call us.
Okay.
Or the website, and on our website it'll say right there, if you're interested. But what's great is we take the work off you. We're not going to have you have to think of, what do I do and what do I need to put in place. We will work right with you and make it as easy as possible for you. So, and we don't want our people somewhere that people really don't want them there. We wanted them to be at places where people are excited for this opportunity. And it is. I mean, it will on day one change the culture of your work site.
Yeah, I'm going to take this back to, this is way before I ran. And this is actually one of the reasons why I ran. I was at McDonald's one day and I saw a gentleman, he had Down syndrome, and he must have spent 25 minutes wiping the same table and chairs and every piece. And I mean, it was incredible to see that how passionate he was to make sure that everything was perfect for the guests. So I know individuals that may be a little bit higher functioning, but also have challenges. They are so dedicated and so passionate about what they do.
They are, and these are people that will not miss work.
Never.
They're not going to be late. This is their life.
Yes.
This is what they're able to come home and talk to their family about at the dinner table.
Yes. I think we're in the business of change.
Yes. You definitely are.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's great. So I'm going to go through and just any final thoughts from anyone. I can start here and end with Mayor.
I just want to say it's been great to work with your team because they have made it easy for us to be able to put this into place and work with me in terms of making sure that we have the right team and the right I guess, level and skill level of the individuals for what we're looking for. So, and I think it's great that, like at the golf course here, not just working with our employees, but we have younger individuals working there because they're like high school kids or college kids. So that gives them the opportunity to intermix with the population, and I think that's a great thing.
I'm so glad to hear that. Good.
Yeah. Any final thoughts too from you, Rachelle?
It's funny. And I don't know how old everyone is, but I know when I went to school, people, if you had a special need, you were in a different building.
Yeah.
And the world is changing, and I just am so glad that the city of Westland is, stepping up to the plate and working with this population of people to move them forward. So thank you, Westland.
Yeah, no, again, thank you, Mayor, too. I'll leave you with final thoughts, too, before I close.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Obviously, we've known each other for a while, and we work closely together, Stephanie. But Rachelle, I just wanted to say I'm looking forward to growing this relationship. I think you're doing a great thing for our culture, for our community. Really looking forward to seeing how this goes. Looking forward to getting to know you better and your team. I think we're onto something really positive here. So I know you're thanking us, but I want to thank you as well.
Oh, good. We're going to do great things together, all of us. And then other cities are going to see this and want to be a part of it. So
I think so. Yep.
Westland's often known as a leader, aren't we? Yeah, we try to get things started way before others, but from a municipality, I think we try to set that example.
Yeah.
We try to do things that are never been done. So thank you, Mayor and Stephanie, for letting me run with this and accepting the offer and the call, because obviously I'm personally connected to this too. So I see what it does to the individuals that are in the program. As we talked offline, you know, my brother's involved with Meals on Wheels, and those individuals are so thankful when they see his smiling face, and he tries to hug everybody.
Yes, yeah.
He's gotten me before.
Yeah, I know, he squeezes you so tight.
Yeah.
But no, Brian brightens people's day, and I know that everyone in your program will do the same. So
I do too.
yeah,
It's going to be a great partnership for everyone.
absolutely. So we'll have information at this video for anyone that needs to contact you. Anyone that's watching at home or online, just know that we have opportunity, right? So Westland as a city, but also businesses in Westland can contact you and get involved. And that's what we look forward to, is, you know, coming out as a leader, but also sharing what we say, the good news, and having others join. So well, I just want to thank everyone for watching today. Again, this was our exciting announcement of our partnership between the City of Westland and Living and Learning Enrichment Center. So I know it's clear that we're going to take the significant steps to empowering individuals with disabilities and enhancing our community. I want to thank everyone on the panel that sat down with and gave valuable contributions and insights, and I want to thank everyone for watching. And we really appreciate the support and commitment of making Westland an inclusive place for everyone. So stay tuned for more updates. We'll share updates on this partnership, but thank you again for being with us today in Council Connect.